Catherine is
All right. Welcome everybody to our October monthly team meeting. Holy moly. Can you guys believe it's October? I have no idea where this year is going. Does anyone else feel like you've blinked and it's like almost the end of the year already? Because that's what it feels like for me. I literally don't even know where the time's gone. So I wanted to start off with something that was kind of shocking. When we were driving home, we were kind of talking about it. And so does anyone, well, a lot of you guys are new, but does anyone that's been with us all year long remember what the recruiting goal was that we set the beginning of the year? Does anyone remember what that number was?
4 to 1.
For the whole year.
3 to 1.
Huh? Yeah, our goal for the year that we set in January 1st, we set a goal for the organization of 75, okay, new team members. That was what our goal at the beginning of the year was. So I want to share something with you guys because I just updated it to show you. Click the wrong button. How many people we have shared the business opportunity with as of yesterday. You guys see that? 78 new team members, you guys. So huge congratulations to you guys. How many of you guys have brought on a new team member this year? Raise your hand. That is awesome. So if you look on here, that is every single person's name that we have brought onto the WOLFPACK organization this year. And I literally had to remove, there used to be this cute little castle right here, you know, with a cute little star. And I had to remove all that so that I was able to add all of the extra people onto this board. So that is super exciting to know that we have potentially helped to change 78 people's lives this year. So who's our brand new consultants? Raise your hand if you're brand new. If you're within your first 90 days, raise your hand. Okay, so that's like almost half of you guys. That's crazy. So who is our newest consultant? I think, let's see, who's the newest on here? Lisa, I think you might be the newest of the bunch on here. When did you join us, Lisa?
Maybe 10 days ago or a week ago.
Okay. Wow. Welcome. It's the first time I've met you. So welcome to our team. I'm excited you're here. And who did you join under?
Kim.
Under Kim? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with all that being said, I don't know if you guys have been watching the WOLFPACK page to see the amount of people every day. It's like every day there's somebody new joining and it's really exciting. You know, but with that comes a lot of opportunity for our new consultants. You know, when you start growing a team, there's a lot of extra perks and rewards to that. And Miranda, can you hear me yet? I don't know that she can hear me. Miranda? Okay. Well, we're going to have to wait until we figure Miranda out. But Miranda is going to come on and talk with us a little bit when she gets the opportunity to maybe fix Zoom or maybe not fix Zoom. We're not sure what's going on with it. Ooh, what is that noise?
We got feedback too.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Okay, so Miranda's going to come on and talk with us a little bit about her experience so far as being a brand new consultant that has also started to grow a team already, which is really exciting. And she's actually going for a promotion with our Fast Track to Director program. Is anyone familiar with our Fast Track to Director program? So any of my new consultants, have any of you guys read over the information to know what the Fast Track to Director program is?
read a little.
A little bit, okay. And Buffy, we know Buffy has, because Buffy is also going for Fast Track to Director. Lisa, have you had a chance to look over that?
I have not.
Okay. So that's definitely something, that you're going to want to explore with Kim and, with Roxy and Tiffany. So how many of you guys like cash? Does anyone like cash? Yeah. So let's see. Chris says no. Yeah, right. So let me ask Catherine, what would you do with an extra $500 right now?
I'd be happy.
What would you do with it though? What would you spend that $500 on?
Probably my kids.
Your kids? Okay. And Lisa, what would you spend $500 on?
Bills.
Bills. We all have them, right? Every one of us have those bills. They're so much fun, said no one ever. So, our Fast Track to Director program is just that. It's a cash-based bonus program that if you promote to a director within your first 90 days of business, then they're going to give you a $500 cash bonus. And it's really, really, I shouldn't say it's easy because it's not easy. Anything worth doing is never easy, right? So, is it easy? No. Is it doable? Absolutely. Because Carolyn, which is one of our directors, promoted as our very first Fast Track Director. And so we all know that it's possible. And Carolyn, hey, what did you spend your $500 on? Or should I say, what did your husband spend it on? Huh?
Oh, a guitar.
A guitar.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
A guitar.
So absolutely. And that's the best thing about it. When you have $500 of cash and it's not like, money that you counted on, you have that, extra little decision to make. Do I want to put it on bills or do I want to actually spend it on something for me? She chose her husband because she's so nice. So what's pretty cool though, is that the Fast Track to Director program does not stop there. So if you are a Fast Track Director that actually promotes, when you maintain that title for another 90 days, then you get an extra $500 bonus. And if you promote to an advanced director within your first 6 months, then you get how much, Tiffany?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What?
If you promote to an advanced director in your first 6 months,
1,000?
1,000. So you have the potential, you guys, to earn $2,000 worth of cash in your first 6 months just by walking through our Fast Track to Director program. So wait a minute, but here's the game changer.
There's more.
There's more. I feel like Oprah. Wait, there's more. You get 2,000 and you get 2,000 and you get 2,000, because not just the director is getting that money right now. What happens now, Tiffany? Do you remember?
You mean the consultant that just fast tracked?
Yeah.
So does the recruiter that recruited them.
Yes. So my friends, what happens is, so let's say Miranda, Miranda promotes to a director, and then Buffy promotes to a director. Guess what happens? Buffy's getting money, Miranda's getting money, right?
I get money.
That is Carolyn.
Well, Carolyn gets it from Miranda promoting.
Because
But I'm saying when Miranda
Yeah,
promotes
from
to a
Miranda.
director, and then Buffy promotes
okay.
to a director.
I'm like,
saying,
I get some.
no, we're all going to split Carolyn's money. What do you guys
No more guitars.
think? I think we all divvy up Carolyn's portion and just go on a shopping spree. I like that idea better. Oh my goodness. Okay. So,
Sure. But you have to do it up in Utah, out in Utah.
Road trip.
hey, Tiffany, can you maybe message with Miranda and see if she can just call in on the phone number and see if that works instead of using the computer to just
I
do the
sent
dial?
her a message. Can she hear us?
Her
But
phone's dead.
yeah, her phone's dead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have the Miranda plan at another time. Maybe we'll just have Miranda come on live on our team page to share what she was going to do. Maybe we'll just do that since she's having some technical difficulties. Or, hey, I have a better idea. Buffy. Hey, Buffy. Oh, Buffy, can you hear me? She's frozen. Are you there, Buffy?
Sorry, I was trying to message Miranda.
Oh, there you are.
I know. I'm trying to message her too.
So I'm going to ask you a couple questions then, Buffy, since we can't get Miranda to hear us. So what makes you want to attempt the Fast Track to Director program? What sparked your interest in it?
Well, when I first started, I was one of those kidnappers.
Oh, hold on. She started as a kidnapper. Okay, keep going. I love it.
And so I thought, I could stay active just to get the discounts and everything. But then when I saw how easy Miranda was able to have parties and make money and achieve the prizes, I thought, well, I could give it a shot. And it looked really exciting. So I started just throwing it out there and following the templates and the wordings for inviting for parties, to host parties. And then it just started clicking. And of course, Pampered Chef's name out there, everyone knows. So it helped a lot to know that. And then just kept going from there and just started getting people reaching out to me from parties saying, I want to sell. And then that started me thinking, well, I want to be a director. And so just getting those people on has been more exciting to go for it, especially since I won my blender and I used it to make some marinara sauce for dinner.
But hold on, I'm going to stop you there because
Okay.
you didn't win that blender. You worked for that blender, my friend.
I earned it.
Yes. You
Yes.
worked for that blender. You absolutely earned that blender.
I did.
Really exciting because the blender is amazing if you don't already have it. But there's another person on here too that earned a blender. Her name happens to be another Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how did that feel to get that blender at your doorstep?
She was not excited at all. I can tell you.
It was probably the most exciting thing I ever had delivered.
Aw, that's awesome. And was that blender worth all of your effort that you put forth in your first 30 days of business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Would you do it all over again?
Yes, I would.
Okay. And so where are you at? So what you guys will learn in the business is that your first 30 days, your 60 days, your 90 days is built in to help you create momentum in your business. And so Lisa, you had a really successful first 30 days of business.
Yes.
And so what does your next 30 days look like? What does your schedule look like right now for this next 30 days?
I'm in the middle of a virtual party right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then in November, I have 5 parties going in November. And I'm probably about once I submit the party that I have closing tomorrow, I'm probably a little less than 1,000 away from 5,000.
In my first 60 days of business.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. So we have the Fast Track to Director program, right? But we also have this amazing little carrot dangling program called our Fast Track Rewards program. Anyone know what that one is? Okay, so if you guys are new, what I want you to do, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is to make sure that you hop onto Dash and check out the Fast Track Rewards program. So when you're in your first 30 days of business, when you hit $500 in sales, you're going to get the ceramic egg cooker and a mini scraper for free. Okay? When you submit, how much? Does anyone know the next level?
$12.50.
$12.50. What do you get, Miss Buffy?
You get a 8-inch pan.
8-inch pan, absolutely. And then, does anyone know the next level after that?
2,500.
2,500 in how many days?
90.
In your first 90 days, and what do you get then?
The 10-inch stainless steel
skillet.
Yes. I'm reading upside down.
Did your skillet come yet, Lisa?
Not yet.
But guess what? It's on its way, right?
It's on its way.
Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't stop there, though, you guys. So what else can you earn in your first 90 days? And it's how much in sales?
5,000 in sales, and it's the knife set.
Hold on. Wait, can you say that one more time? What is it?
5,000 in sales, and it's the knife set.
Okay. Does anyone know the value of the knife block set?
A lot.
It's over $400, you guys. So do you guys see where this goes? your first 30, 60, 90 days, you have the opportunity to not only create momentum in your business, but you also have the ability to earn $500 in cash, right? If you promote to a director, and you have the ability to earn 4 of our major key products that we use every single day, pretty much in a kitchen, right? And that really is designed, my friends, to help you guys get the best start in your business possible. So when you follow that Fast Track to Rewards program, if Pampered Chef is what you want to do, that's the route you need to take, okay? And they actually have designed a roadmap for you to follow, which you can also find in the resources there, okay? So what I strongly recommend you guys do is to print that map out and map yourself, track it. But what's great is Consultants Corner also gives you that ability to track it, right? Because when you log in, you see that next reward there kind of guiding you as you guys are logging in to say, hey, you know what, Lisa? You just need another $500 in sales and you're going to get the knife block set. So it's pretty motivating to see that right in front of you. All right, so Buffy is going for Fast Track to Director, and Miss Lisa is going for the knife block set. And really, my friends, that's what it's all about. You know, really reaching out and taking a hold of your dreams and your goals, okay? So what's really important for us as the directors to communicate to you guys is that this business is not about us. It's not about myself. It's not about Tiffany. It's not about Carolyn. It's about each and every one of you guys and making sure you're reaching your goals and your dreams. So I want to ask you guys a question. What if somebody had not shared that opportunity with you? How would you feel about that? Are you glad that you chose Pampered Chef? Are you happy that, you know, somebody asked you to join their team? Anybody excited about that? Anybody that's like, I don't know, Buffy, are you excited that you have the chance to earn extra $500?
Yes.
Okay.
And the blender.
Don't forget her blender. So Buffy, imagine now, you know, you started out as a kidnapper, right? You said it a couple minutes ago. You started out with no intention really to, you know, pursue things. But then that changed. So
Yeah.
now that that's changed, looking backward, can you imagine not making the decision to join Pampered Chef when you were asked?
No.
Yeah. So I feel very strongly about that myself. When I look back 8 years ago, I'll tell you guys, I was never asked to join this business. I told somebody I was joining this business. Okay. And so I want you guys to think about this. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I've sold over $525,000 in products. Okay, that's a lot of mix and scrapers, right? It's a lot of mix and chops in 8 years. So, you know, what if I hadn't told my recruiter, hey, I want to join your business? I wouldn't be here right now, right? Because she never asked me.
Mm-mm.
I was never asked to join this business.
Did
So,
you join before your party or after?
after.
Okay.
I joined after. So I want you guys to take that in for a second. So how many people are you not asking about this business opportunity? And is it really our decision to make to not ask people? So, you know, again, I always go back to my story and, you know, what happened in the beginning of my business. And, you know, most of you guys know my story. Most of you guys, you know, we've talked about it. And I look backwards now and I'm like, so what if I wasn't aggressive and wasn't assertive and said, hey, I'm joining your Pampered Chef team? Where would my family be right now? Honestly, I don't know. We literally, you know, went from a 6-figure income to poverty in 24 hours when I lost my career job. And so had I not made the decision to be assertive and be aggressive and tell my consultant I was joining her team 6 months previous, what would have happened to us? I don't know. I'm thankful, you know, that I was assertive enough to say, hey, I'm joining your team. But what about those people that you're not asking? We're not giving them the opportunity, right? And honestly, there's not a lot of people that are me, thank God, in the world. You know, there's not a lot of people that are that type A personality and make decisions and just do, right? A lot of people need to sit back and think on things first. So ask yourself and, you know, really be honest with yourself. Every party that you're doing right now, are you sharing the business opportunity with people? In particular, your host. Now, how many of you guys are like, Becky, I just don't want to recruit? Anybody feel that way?
Look at Branda's.
I am so glad that nobody put their hands up to that question. And why am I glad about that? I'll tell you, because I really want to build a culture amongst our team that is about sharing and giving the opportunity to people that need it. You know, and you don't know where the other Beckys are in the world that need this business opportunity right now. And if you're not having those conversations with people, you're never really going to know. Because people in the situation when they lose their job or they're having a financial hardship or, you know, they're almost on the streets, they don't talk about those things typically, right? Most people are very embarrassed about it. Most people are not going to be open and honest about it. They're not going to share that information with you, especially if they're just meeting you. And so, you know, where are the other Beckys in the world? They're at every party, you guys. Every single one of your parties, there is another Becky out there that needs this business opportunity, and it needs to be shared with them. So who's your number one recruit lead? Your host. Why is your host your number one recruit lead? Catherine, why is your host your number one recruit lead?
You're muted.
You're muted, babe.
They help you make money.
So think about it. Your host, they all trust you, right? Your hosts are going into the experience with you because you've built a relationship with you. They've connected with you. They love the products and they want more in their kitchens. And so who else would make the perfect consultant but somebody that loves the products, right? Somebody that has a connection with a consultant. So did you guys realize how many? Okay, first, raise your hand if you were a host before you signed up to become a consultant. Okay, do you guys see how many hands went up? That was 90% of us. And actually, hey, Tiffany, we just came back from that training, and what was the statistic? Do you remember it? Of the percentage of hosts, or excuse me, percentage of consultants that were hosts previously.
Was it 70 some?
90.
Oh.
90%. 90% of our consultants were hosts previously. So what does that tell you if you're not asking every single host?
In the boat.
What'd you say? You're missing the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're missing the boat, right? They're your perfect opportunity. And especially right now, my friends, $39 for our new consultant kit, the cheapest one, right? How many people can afford a $39 kit to change their lives? Everyone, right? Pretty much everyone can afford $39 to change their lives.
And if they can't, they can host a virtual and get it for free or for a couple more dollars.
Exactly. So, you know, our job right now is simple. We have had the best recruiting month ever in the history of our 39 years of Pampered Chef this month. But our home office does not want us to stop there because we want to absolutely smash our record. And that requires us to do the work. Home office can't do that work for us. We have to do that ourselves. So it's on each one of us to offer that opportunity to people. So, you know, I think verbiage is really important when we're talking about the opportunity with people. And, you know, really emphasizing that this is a life-changing opportunity for people. Okay. You know, we have people in this company. A couple of you guys met our, you know, number one our longest running consultant in our company, Nancy Jo Ryan, this weekend. And the amount of income that she has been able to achieve in her career with Pampered Chef is absolutely mind-blowing. From a little business that sometimes we start off as a kidnapper, right, Miss Buffy?
Yep.
Can any of you imagine making $700,000 a year? How that would change your lives?
Yeah.
Okay, so she makes about $700,000 a year. Wrap your mind around that.
Just her.
Just her.
Just her.
That's just her paycheck.
Jeez.
All for selling mix-in scrapers. That's what it really boils down to.
I thought it was a citrus peeler.
Or citrus peelers. You pick your poison, because that's really what it boils down to. So wrap your mind around that, because that is what we're not offering to our customers and our hosts that could change their lives.
And she was like one of the first ones that started.
Yeah.
And she's been doing it for
33 years.
33 years. And back then in the 80s, 87 is when she joined, right? I think 87.
Somewhere around there.
The kit back then, which my mouth dropped, was $400.
Oh my hell.
Back in 1987. I was like, oh, what?
Jeez.
So I'm going to let you guys stew on that for a couple minutes, and I'm going to come back and talk about some other things here in a little while, but we're going to kind of move forward with our training. And Miss Tiffany, how about you talk about the seasons that everybody can expect to go through as their consultants?
Okay. So I learned something new, not new, but I guess interesting fact. Just like all living things in the cycle of life have seasons, so do the business entity. So nature has spring, summer, fall, and winter. A business also has seasons, okay? So if you think about it, like right now, for the new people, it's going to be hard to grasp this because you're new to the business. And from what Becky had told me, because we were talking about this a little bit, you have to be in it for a year to see the different seasons. And I have experienced that here within the last year and a half of my business, with growing a team and doing my own personal business. So right now we're in the fall season. So with the fall season, well, let me actually start with spring. So spring is the season of birth. So just like everything, like from the farm, that's when the farmers plant their seeds, and they're getting into the most mature stage of the business. Think of this as your Pampered Chef business. It's when you start planning and focusing on your business. It's when you are building your teams, making them stronger. So it gears you up for then the summer. So within the summer months, then you are also still growing your team, which is increasing the drive. And with growing your company, you're growing your business and you're growing your team, which then turns into your fall. And this is where you kind of arrive, because your seeds from the summer have produced fruit. You have had a successful business, and to continue into the fall, you have to build a strong relationship with your customers and hosts and like Becky said, in the summertime when you guys were all with us, the new ones here didn't hear this, but in the summer months of like July and August, we really put emphasis on booking your calendars for the fall season, because that's going to help push you through the winter months as well. So right now we're in the fall season, and a lot of us are having strong success with our businesses as far as the bookings that we've created from the summer months during like the the free for all, because then the new catalog came out in September. So Pampered Chef also has the 4 seasons in the back of their mind to help us out as consultants. So that's why they have created 2 seasons for us. So the fall winter, to get us through those 2 periods, and then the spring, which is spring and or in March, which is spring and summer. So right now, like I said, we're in the fall, and a lot of our businesses are still thriving, but we might start to plateau. It's the same with like retail. I'm in retail full-time as my full-time job in Alta. So like they said at our retreat, they had talked about this a little bit. Black Friday, there's a reason for it, because businesses are in the red between now and November, because people have kind of died off. So Black Friday is named that because that's when like right now it's like the calm before the storm. People aren't buying as much because they know that the holiday seasons are coming up, and they know that the sales are going to start coming around in retail. So they want you to get that drive going, get your business calendars filled, so it will carry you into the winter months. So with the plateau of the fall, people tend not to push as hard, but that doesn't mean that you stop. Just because you filled your calendar for, October, November, we still have November and December, which then we go into our winter months. And a lot of people, so you have December, January, February, and Pampered Chef also thinks of things like the free for all for us, which is going to be November and December. So it's a push for you to fill your calendars to get the free products, to fill your kitchen so you can demonstrate for the new season that's coming up. And then in January, a lot of our customers that are very familiar with Pampered Chef, they know that the host special is double rewards. We don't put that out there, but a lot of them know that it's double rewards. So with that being in the winter months, that it's a decline in your business. And that's when people tend to want to quit because they might not have their calendars full. So Pampered Chef offers that, host reward, so you can contact people and fill your calendars. And then they do have a good one in February. I think it was 60% off anything in the catalog. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what it's going to be this year. And then in in March is when the new season or the spring summer catalog comes out and the new products come out. So it's a whole rotation of the 4 seasons. It happens with business as well, or your business. It happens in nature. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind when you're doing your drive, that it's going to go up and down. I mean, that's why they do charts. And it happens for a reason. People's, lives change, but know that when we talk about in the summer months to build up for your fall and winter, there's a reason for us saying that, to build up your calendars. And then same with Pampered Chef, offering the different host rewards. They've done plenty of studies within the 39 years that they have been in business to make it easier for us and explain to us, how it works, why it works, and what we could do to have a successful business. So right now we're in the fall stage. So keep building, your business, get those bookings more for October. Right now we're in the 20th. We have 11 more days, so it's not over till Becky says it's over. So just keep working. Don't get frustrated. That's what we're here for. Communicate with us where your business is, what plan you have for your business, what you want to see in your business, if you want to change anything in your business, so we can help you succeed and get you a full calendar, or help you get a full calendar on what you need to do.
Absolutely. Does anybody like growing? Growing is painful sometimes, right? You guys all remember like when you had growth spurts when you were younger? Anybody remember those cramps you used to get? Like when you grew too fast, right? They call them growing pains for a reason. And so sometimes when we're growing, there's some pain that comes along with it, right? Which is, in other words, frustrations. But there's nothing that's going to change that, because you obviously can't, fix it. All you can do is keep working past it. There's nothing you can really do to stop it. So speaking of bookings, Tiffany, hey, what's next month? Does anyone remember what next month is? What next month starts, should I say?
I already said it.
Oh, you talked about free for all?
I didn't talk about it, but I mentioned it.
Okay, well, we mentioned it. So is anyone excited about free stuff? I mean, I know there's 2 people on here that like free stuff, because I know Lisa and Buffy already talked about their free stuff and how much they like it. Anyone else like free stuff?
I don't think they do.
I don't think so either. No one seems excited. I don't know. If you guys don't want your free stuff, I'll take it. I mean, I have a stash downstairs. Branda's like, oh, heck no. Okay. So has anyone made a goal for themselves of what they want to do next month for free for all as far as their sales, what level you want to hit? Has anyone looked at that and thought about that yet?
I haven't looked at the charts. Is it still the same?
Yes.
So it's 750, 15, and 3,000?
No, it's 4 levels.
Oh, it's 4. Okay.
The first month is 4 levels this time.
Wow.
So to max out, and so, hey, Tiffany, you've been with me for a while.
Yes.
So when we reach 6,000, that typically means there's a pretty amazing product coming out, right? Do you remember what happened the last time 6,000 was the level to reach for free for all?
I don't know, because I didn't earn it.
Anybody like the quick cooker?
Yes.
Yeah, we all love the quick cooker, right? So the last free for all, when it came out, that level was $6,000. Totally worth it.
That was last year this time, right?
That was last year this time.
Yeah.
It starts at 1,000, not 750 times. Thanks, Gail. Thank you for clarifying for us. So I can tell you, with being with it for 8 years, that when they do a 4-level free-for-all, that there's big products coming out. And when I see the dollar amount, because they did share the dollar amount, and it's $500 worth of products for level 4, that means it's going to be a big-time game changer, kind of like the blender, kind of like the quick cooker. It means it's going to be some kind of product that's absolutely going to change your business. So how do you prepare for it? Do you wait until November 1st? Or would you rather be proactive right now with 11 days left instead of reactive? How many of you guys would prefer to be proactive? So, even in October, I'll tell you guys, sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I don't have any bookings on my calendar for October. Why am I going to book in November? We have 2 weeks left almost in October, right? We start our parties, we create our parties on Tuesdays, which really means in reality that we could start 2 more rounds of virtual parties between this week and next week, right? And so our goal from every party that we do is to do what? To get what? Bookings, right? Bookings. And so if we don't have bookings on the calendar, we can still be working our October business to get November bookings. So it's okay, you guys, to keep scheduling October shows because they really can drive your business for November and December. If your calendar is full for October, then let's go after November and go after it hard. Is there anyone that wants to reach level 4? Because I know I will. Buffy's going for it. Anybody else? Awesome. So to reach $6,000 in sales is going to take some work, my friends, right? We have some work to do. So I want anyone that is going for level 4 in November, I want y'all to send me a private message. And I want you guys to tell me, hey, Becky, I want level 4. Can you help me make it happen? Because I have a little thing in mind. We were kind of talking about it a little bit after our retreat training this weekend. And I want to personally work with some people to really make this happen for you guys. So if you're ready for that, then I'm ready for that. So if level 4 is what you're after for November, send me a message, okay? Send me a message, and me and the directors will help you make it happen. Because I don't want you guys to come, January when free-for-all is over and be like, I didn't earn anything. We want you guys to earn what what your goal is. So let me know. Carolyn, are you awake?
Looks like, oh, there she is.
Oh,
She's frozen.
You was frozen for a second. So, hey, Carolyn, what would you like to share tonight?
You're muted.
I unmuted. Oh, wait.
Nope.
It won't unmute. You'll have to unmute, Miss Carolyn. There you go.
Is that better?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Anyway, I'm going to talk about a tightrope. How many of us been out on a tightrope?
I think
Nobody's walked on a tightrope. Okay.
I've fallen off the tightrope.
Now imagine being on a tightrope and you're balancing a chair in one hand and there's a person, let's put Tiffany on that chair, okay? And then on top of Tiffany, she's balancing a plate on her forehead. How do you think that would work for all of us right now?
It's giving me a chuckle.
Wait,
Okay.
girls.
It's giving me a chuckle.
It's giving you a what?
A chuckle.
A what?
A
A
laugh.
chuckle. I was like, what? I thought you kept saying a tingle, and I'm like, that's not the word I was looking for.
They make cream for that.
Anyway, yes, they do. Anyway, my analogy, that's life. That is all about life. We're out walking a tightrope, okay? And it's how we balance it. And Tiffany spoke about the 4 seasons. Well, this could pretty much coincide with some of the seasons because things change. Our life isn't stagnant. If your life is stagnant, stays the same, you don't have a life. It's got to be pretty boring, okay? So you need to get out there and like walk on that rope and take a risk. But it's a matter of balancing, okay? And I know for me, and the reason why I wanted to speak on this is because for me, I'm a teacher. I work full-time, special ed, with emphasis toward autism. And during the summer, it's been great because we don't work. And so when school started up again, I have more children than I've had before, less help, more paperwork, and all of a sudden, I'm on that tightrope ready to fall. Because between that and being a mother of a child with significant disabilities and a wife, and I have church callings. I mean, I have a myriad of different things that I'm trying to balance. And Pampered Chef is one of them. So, for a while there, I think Tiffany was losing the plate, and I think Tiffany actually fell off. I don't know where Becky was, but in regards to my balancing, they were always there for me, but I'm just talking about in regards to my balancing. And I was really, really struggling. And so I really wanted to talk about what does balancing our life means, and what do we do, or what do we need to do to make it successful, okay? There's different things, different elements, different goals that we need to go ahead and look at. And sometimes it's hard to determine, where do we go? What's the first step? So what do you think your first step would be in regards to all of a sudden you feel like your life is falling apart because life is happening? What would your first step be? Anybody?
I would stop and evaluate the situation.
Exactly.
And
that's what the first thing you need to do.
I'm a communicator, so I would find someone I can talk to.
Okay, great. Both of them are valuable elements in starting our change and starting to balance. But the first thing is to really, look at what are we doing? What is it that we're trying to hold together or keep together or balance? And one way of doing it is, like Becky had said, go ahead and talk to people, and I know for me, just recently, I was struggling. Tiffany and Becky knew it, and it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I wasn't doing a very good job balancing. And so it was really nice to be able to just have somebody to talk to vent and to throw things out at them and just say, okay, where do I go from here? And so that's really important, just be able to talk to somebody, okay? Whoever it is, you really need to talk. And at the same token, look at what you're trying to balance, okay? Why is it not working for you? What exactly are you juggling? Are you juggling marriage, family, taking kids to soccer, baseball, dance, any of those things? Maybe our health, there's something in our health that's going on that we need to look at, because that definitely will affect us. Our social circles, spiritual development, our mental growth, all of that adds up to who we are. And, we pretty much are balancing that on a daily basis. And so it's like, what do we need to do to get that fixed? So another thing is to acknowledge, okay, we aren't Wonder Woman or Superman. That's not a reality, okay? And I know for me, that's a tough one, because I feel like, okay, I have to be top at everything, When I was going through, like I was telling Tiffany and Becky, going for my doctorate, and I got my first B. This is toward the end of doctorate. I was like ready to quit my doctorate because I got a B, and it's not realistic. But sometimes we place these unrealistic expectations on ourselves, and then we sit and criticize ourselves for not meeting them. We need to make sure that whatever we're placing upon us, that it's realistic. And I many times need to be told, okay, Carolyn, that's not realistic, okay? And I don't think I'm the only one. How many here, have placed these unwanted or these goals on ourselves, and then we get upset that we don't make them? I don't believe I'm the only one, okay? It just happens. The other thing is, after we acknowledge, and being honest with ourselves, what's not lining up? What do I need to go ahead and change or tweak? You need to put fun back in your life, okay? when I first started Pampered Chef, that it was, I think, January 29th, you know, when I had started up, and it went really fast and really easy for me. I mean, like Becky had said, I became a fast track director. I became a director too, but a fast track director, you know, in 3 months. Okay. Why? Because I thought everything was fun. Okay. And so it was so easy for me to sit and recruit, you know, and do parties. It was very natural. And as far as the fast track director, it happened very easily. Okay. Then life really happened. Okay. And it's like, okay, I'm not getting the parties as quick as I used to, because it seemed to just come so natural. But I had gone through all my friends and friends and everything. And so I was struggling a little bit. I wasn't getting my feeling of how many parties that I should have had each month. Or then my work started, and there was extra overwhelming circumstances that were playing in part of that with everything. And I felt like, okay, I can't do this, you know, and I almost felt like walking away. And in fact, it was talked about. Okay. And why? You know, it was because all of a sudden I didn't feel like I was having fun, not just in Pampered Chef, but overall. Okay. There was pressures here at home in regards to life, marriage, whatever. Okay. So you need to put fun back in, however you do it. Okay. The next thing, you need to make a conscious decision to become balanced. What is it that's throwing you off? Okay. Because life, like I said before, is not always just a straight line, and this is the way it always goes. You know, you have your valleys, your mountains, you know, their curves, everything. Okay. And so you just have to like sit back and look at it and like redo things. Okay. And so maybe denote a little bit more time in one area that you feel like you're struggling with, or backing off some things that you feel like is adding some extra stress. Yeah. Okay. The next one is set goals, but be realistic. And I've already gone ahead and briefly mentioned about that. Goals are really important in regards to your business and inside, you know, in your life, because it helps to create a path of what you want to do and how you want to do it in regards to succeeding. The next thing is to be willing to take risk. Sometimes people don't like to take risks. It might be scary for them, but if you don't ever take risk, you're going to stay right where you're at. Okay, so if you want to move forward, you need to go ahead and take risk. Make time for yourself. Okay, that's really important. And I think, like for me, where I was starting to really struggle is because I didn't have that time for myself, or because everybody demanded a little piece of me, and I was just, you know, slowly unraveling. It's like somebody had gotten one of my little strings from a rug, and it just started unraveling, and so did everything else. So you need to go ahead and always make sure that your life is important, that you're important, and make time for yourself, and embrace a healthy life. If there's something going on that in your life in regards to your health that will affect you, you know, how many times when you have a cold setting in, how it just sort of blows you away, and you're pretty much not good to anybody until you cleared that cold up, okay, or that sickness, whatever it is. It's, you know, it's the same thing with having a healthy life. Okay. Avoid negativity. Sometimes that's really hard because I do have some friends that are pretty negative. If I'm around them for any length of time, then all of a sudden I'm negative Nelly. I find myself doing the same thing. It just sort of, you absorb their energy. Okay. You need to go ahead and, although you might want to try to build them up, and that's what I try to do. Sometimes it works the opposite. And next thing you know, you have this, very harsh looking of life around you, even though it's really not as bad as you think. Take time to be grateful for things. Do a gratitude walk. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of a gratitude walk, but in the morning, it's good for your health. On top of that, go out and just walk and observe everything out there, what you're grateful for. And you do a gratitude walk without talking. So if you do walk with somebody, it's in silence. Okay, to appreciate things around you. And it's a good time to refocus and, assess what you're doing, what you need to do. Learn to prioritize. This is another one that is a tough one for me. Creating a balance isn't always meaning cramming everything into one day. Okay, or looking at, okay, I've given so much time to my work, I need to give so much time to my home life. It doesn't always work like that. You need to examine what's important, okay, and how much time and energy needs to go with it. And then sometimes it switches it, okay? It doesn't always stay constant, okay? Learn to pamper yourself. Okay, everybody needs to be pampered, and that usually helps to allow us to just sort of regroup and get away from the negative Nellies, and time to reassess, where we are and who we are and what we really want to do and what we want to become. Recognize quality over quantity, okay, and that's a tough one. Okay, there's a big difference. It's not by how much you're doing, okay, but you want to go ahead and make it worth it. Okay, so it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And don't make a big mistake thinking that balance only happens when you spend equal time, okay, like I said, at work or home. It doesn't work that way. Life isn't that way. And you need to always remember, quality is what you want. That's the final outcome. And don't give up. Just make sure you relearn to focus in a different way, and do what's, prioritize it and do what's important for you. And that's it.
I love that.
Amen.
I love that. And I love I was sitting here writing gratitude walk. That is really like a really good idea, because sometimes I just need to shut my mouth and just listen. Like I just need to think, clear my mind and be thankful for what is around me. I really like that idea, Carolyn. That was a great one. So, I think sometimes, and I've had conversations with people before, because, some people look at me as, oh, well, she's the stay-at-home mom. She's got all the time in the world. Oh, she's only raising kids. She's got so much extra time. I could never do what Becky does. Has anyone ever thought of that? Be honest. Has anyone ever thought that? No? Really? Whew, I've even thought about it.
Doing what you do as far as the business full-time, or being a mom of four?
Yeah, doing the business. I think sometimes people look at me and they're like, oh, well, she's got all that time. That's why she's successful, because she's got all that time. I've even told it to my husband, haven't I, Tim? That I'm like, I really should be doing more. And he's like, you already do enough, right? So sometimes you have to step back and like revisit, just like Carolyn's saying, and like really evaluate things. And, you know, what I don't want you to think is that, you know, every one of us are going to have hard things happen in our lives, right? There's no controlling what happens in our lives. It's how we react to those situations that either pushes us forward or, propels us forward, or it sets us backward. Your reaction is controlled by you to it. So I can tell you, I've had some of the hardest things in my life happen in the last 8 years since I became a Pampered Chef consultant. And I will tell you that most people probably would have stopped selling Pampered Chef with the things that I've gone through. You know, I lost my father-in-law, which was more like a father. I watched him go through excruciating pain for a year. My son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and almost died. My son almost died last year in October. Guys, it's going to happen, right? That's called life. Life is going to happen to all of us. And it's how we react to life that's going to propel you. So, you know, we are the ones that control the decisions that we make. We're the ones that control our time that we spend. You know, time is one of those things that you can't get back. Would you guys all agree? None of us can get our time back. And so you have to guard your time. What do I mean by guard your time? So has anyone ever kept a journal before? Has anyone ever sat down and did like a time-bound journal where you kind of tracked where you spend your time every day? Has anyone ever done that before? Okay. So does anyone like a good old challenge? And there's nothing in it for you. You know, I'm not giving you like a rock or anything, but what I'm giving you is some self-evaluation because I think it's really important. So tomorrow, track where you're spending your time. You know, so if you take a nap in the afternoon, 12 to 2, write that down, 12 to 2 nap, okay? You know, maybe you get up from that nap and you spend an hour cleaning your house, you know, 2 to 3 cleaning the house. Track your time tomorrow. I want to see where you guys spend your time. Because somewhere in that day, Pampered Chef should coincide, right? So we should touch our business every single day. And track how much time you're spending on your business, okay? Track from there what you're doing with that time spent on your business, okay? So if you are 4 to 5 tomorrow working on your business, what did you accomplish from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock? And write it down. Why am I asking you to do this? Go for it, Tiff.
Well, one, with your business, it's going to actually tell you how much you're spending versus how much you're earning. So when people ask you the question, well, how many hours do you spend? You can actually give them an honest answer versus guessing of what you think you might spend on your business. So this way you could see if you're making $10 an hour on your business versus like $60 an hour on your business.
Exactly. I mean, you know, we all like to think we're making this amazing money by doing these Facebook parties because they don't take very much time, but in reality, they do take time, right? It takes time to set up your parties, to make all the contacts, to host coach, to do all those things. But if you're never tracking your time and how you're spending your time with your business, you're never really going to know how much time you're spending on your business. And so you could be like me, and I spend a lot of time on my business, right? And, you know, I try to keep office hours. I try to keep a pretty, a schedule, so to speak, kind of, sort of. Shh. My husband's probably laughing over there. Yeah. But if you don't know where you're spending your time, how do you know that the time you're spending is productive? You know, some of us just spend time to spend time, right? I'm working my business, right? Because I'm scrolling through Facebook. But is that the time best spent just scrolling through Facebook? Or would you better be served for that 15 minutes where you're normally scrolling through Facebook with, I don't know, reaching out to, how many people, Carolyn, could you reach out to in 15 minutes? What do you think?
In 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, you can reach out quite a bit.
Yeah, right? That's a lot of contact.
So one thing that I started doing is I take the little mini catalogs and I put a little note in there with my name, my address, or phone number, a way of contacting me, and my Pampered Chef order, whatever link, and requesting a party, and I write their addresses and I mail in them. And so I mail about 25 a day lately. So
absolutely. So time well spent, 15 minutes of scrolling through Facebook or 15 minutes of sending messages. Which one's better for you? Which one's going to produce income? 15 minutes of probably making contacts, right? So that's why I'm asking you guys, if you're only spending 30 minutes or 45 minutes on your business, find out what you're doing during that period of time and make sure those choices that you're making are intentional in order to make you income versus just saying you're working your business, because there's a difference, okay? And like Tiffany said, you break that time down, you know, and how many of you guys have been asked, well, how many hours a week do you normally work your business? Has anyone been asked that before? Yeah, most of us probably have as you're talking with, you know, potential recruits. And, you know, are you going to want to say, oh my God, I work like 75 hours a week on my business? Probably not. If you work 75 hours a week, you should be a national executive director by now. I'm just saying. But, you know, really tracking that time lets you have the honest answer, like Tiffany said, but it also, you know, do you guys want to make like $5 an hour? Anybody want to make $5 an hour? No, I could go flip burgers for more than that, right? So, you know, we're in this business to make money. That is the byproduct of what we're doing. And so we need to make sure that you're making money, right? And not losing money by doing what you're doing. And so again, I think this is the perfect activity for you guys to do. And if you track your time, maybe you track it tomorrow, maybe you track it for a couple of days if you really are invested in seeing where you're spending your time. And maybe you share that with your director on your next call, okay? Because I really think it's an important decision to make, to see and evaluate where you're spending your time at, making sure it's actually making you money and not costing you money. And so if you see on your list that it's like, oh my gosh, if you're really being honest with yourself, okay, because you have to be honest if you're doing this. You know, don't just fluff it out and be like, oh, I spent 15 minutes on contact, 15 minutes on host coaching. And really during that 30 minutes, you were scrolling through Facebook, you know, stalking people on there. Instead of doing income producing activities, be honest with yourselves, because the only person you're lying to is who? Yourself, right? So, you know, have that conversation with your director. Have that conversation with whoever you feel comfortable with, you know, whoever you're communicating with, so that we can help you. Like if you're not making the best decisions, maybe we can help kind of reroute you a little bit. So I'm going to leave you with one image, and I'm actually going to probably go Facebook Live and talk about this because we're over our time already. We did get started a couple minutes late, but I want to show you guys this image. And then tomorrow, I want you guys to watch for a Facebook Live that I'm going to hop on and do sometime in the afternoon tomorrow, so that if you're not able, make sure you check out and watch the replay, because this image was shared with us this weekend. Hold on. I hit the wrong darn button.
Hi,
Joey. This image was shared with us, and this was kind of eye-opening, my friends, when we talk about the $39 kit. When we break down that $39 kit, how many of you guys would like to have a rock crock for $5? Anybody? How many of you would like to have the quick slice for $5? There's 8 products in that $39 kit, and every one of them, if you break that number down, is $5. So it's just another way of talking about this kit, you guys. with sharing the value that, you know, literally for $5 for all of these 8 products, you're going to start an amazing Pampered Chef business. Give your family the opportunity to have a debt-free Christmas. And it's all starting with a $40 investment. But what I love is I have customers I know that have been dying to get their hands on a rock crock, you know, but they can't afford it because it's $135. But when I can send them a message though and says, hey, I know the rock crock's been on your wish list. How would you like to get the rock crock for $5? You know, and also have the opportunity to earn some other products and some extra income for the holidays. How many people do you think would take me up on that offer if I shared that information with them? Probably a good many, right? And so, you know, I know we've had some discussions, several of us have, about kidnapping and, you know, like the whole concept. And, you know, the harsh reality is, and I think it really sunk in my head this weekend, is that it's going to happen. There's no preventing it. We can't stop it. Okay. Home office expects it. It's just what's going to happen when we have an amazing deal like this. And really what we want to do is bring on as many people as we can into our team and then figure it out, right? We want to decide who's going to stick around, who's not going to stick around. And the ones that stick around, we want to help them have an amazing opportunity with their Pampered Chef business. But our job is to share it. Again, if we're not sharing it, then we're not giving people the opportunity. So I am going to leave you with that thought, okay? So stick around tomorrow. Check out the WOLFPACK organization page for a live or a replay if you're not able to join me live. And we'll kind of talk more about, you know, some verbiage. I'm going to give you guys some verbiage tomorrow and how you can send out that message. And a different strategy that we've not used before, but I would love to see us go forward using, because I think it's going to give us more recruit leads and more bookings at the same time. Anybody curious? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Good. Then make sure you watch the replay tomorrow. Anybody have any questions tonight? All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Tiffany and Miss Carolyn, thank you. And Miranda, I'm sorry, but we will definitely get you back on here because I really want to hear what Miranda has to say. So, you guys, thank you guys again for joining us, and make sure to schedule right now, mark it on your calendar, 3rd Sunday, 8 o'clock, our next team meeting. Bye for now.
Have a safe flight.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay.